When you think of the best food scenes in all of America, Madison, Wisconsin is certainly not on the top of the list. But Madison, Wisconsin certainly does have an underrated food scene. With a population of just under 300,000 people, Madison, Wisconsin has a great food scene comparing it to other cities the same size. Now, of course, we're not going to be on the same playing field such as Chicago, San Francisco, New York, all those big city options. Here are some of my favorite restaurant options, whether you're visiting Madison for the first time or you're a longtime Madison local and you just haven't checked out all these places. These are all highly recommended. Now, just a few disclaimers. One is that are these my top 8 restaurants? Not necessarily. When I was coming up with this list, I wanted to make sure I encompassed the entire Madison area. So that includes cities that are outside of Madison but are super close by. Wanted to get the west side, the south side, the east side, the north side, and then obviously the surrounding areas as well. So I didn't try to double up restaurants that were close by. I really tried to hand pick certain areas and pick my favorite out of that area. I also did not repeat the same food options. So there's only gonna be one Mexican restaurant on here, one Thai restaurant, one breakfast restaurant. You get the idea. So some of my personal favorite restaurants may not be on here necessarily, but I wanted to include my favorite of that specific type given the areas of the city. You know, I'm not a qualified foodie by any means, but I do like to eat and I've had no kitchen for a long time, so I was able to test out a ton of restaurants. Some of these may have a little bit of a recency bias. It's tough to kind of compare apples to apples if you haven't been to one restaurant, say over a year ago and you just went the other day. I feel like that has a little bit more weight to it. But seriously, you cannot go wrong with any of these restaurants. Enough of me talking about nonsense, let's get into the list. So the first restaurant on this list, and in absolutely no particular order, is Ha Long Bay. If you live in Madison or you're from Madison, you understand that Ha Long Bay has been a staple of Madison for quite some time. It's on a highly sought after location known as Willie Street, filled with a various number of shops, restaurants, boutique stores. You name it, Willie Street is a great little hangout area. Ha Long Bay is a Thai, Vietnamese, and Laotian bistro. So they're serving up these big family style dishes. So one order could honestly feed 2 or 3 people. So if you're going with 4 people, you could get by with just ordering 2 entrees. However, if you want to take over leftovers, which I highly recommend, definitely just order 1 entree for everybody. They have a super large menu. Honestly, it's probably over 70 dishes at the least. Could even be more than that, but they pick from Vietnamese dishes, Thai dishes, Laotian dishes, and then everything in between. The only thing I wish that was different about Ha Long Bay is the space that it is in. Now, it's a great little area. It's decorated really nicely, but it is pretty small. On a super busy Saturday or Friday night, the line's gonna be out the door, may even be an hour-long wait. So I would love if they opened a second location or just moved on to a bigger space. But you know Ha Long Bay is good because they have about 3,000 Google reviews that average a 4.5 out of 5 stars on Google. The second restaurant on this list is a Tex-Mex style restaurant known as Ancho Agave. Ancho Agave actually has 3 locations, one in Middleton, Wisconsin, which is on the west side of Madison, one in Omaha, Nebraska, and one in Bloomington, Illinois. The thing I like about Ancho Agave is their food is really good. It's reasonably priced. I found my personal favorite menu option that I think I'm gonna get every single time. The sweet pork belly glazed quesadilla, by far to die for. So good. Best thing I've had on that menu. Maybe my favorite thing on any sort of menu. It just makes it so easy when you go there for a meeting or just a lunch with family. You know exactly what you're gonna get, and it's gonna be great every single time. They also have really good margaritas, cocktails. It's a big enough space so you're not feeling cramped, even on the busiest of days. Ancho Agave has about 1,200 Google reviews and an average of 4.4 out of 5 stars. My favorite restaurant in all of Madison is number 3, Lucille's. Lucille's serves up fresh cocktails, and it is by far my favorite pizza choice to get in the city of Madison. Madison has a lot of good pizza options, but Lucille's, every time I try different options, Lucille still comes out as my favorite. Dave Portnoy from Barstool even rated it a 7.4, which is a good score on his scale, and it wasn't even his type of pizza. So if that's telling you anything, it's a pretty good option. Lucille, the restaurant, is actually in a former bank, so they have 3 levels to it. On the basement level, they have where the old vault used to be, and they actually have a little bar entertainment area. You can check that out and reserve it for special events, parties. I've personally never been down there, but from what I've heard, it's pretty cool down there. Just a nice, small, intimate area down there. Then they have the main level, which is where most of the seating is. It's a little bit on the smaller side, but in the summertime, they open up the side area for outdoor seating. And then upstairs, they have a seating area as well up there if they get too packed. Lucille is a little bit on the pricier side, but they have unique food and pizza options, really good drinks. Lucille comes in with around 2,000 Google reviews and an average of 4.4 out of 5-star rating on Google. Now, if you're a permanent resident of Madison, Wisconsin, you will know my next restaurant, and that is Buck and Honey's. Buck and Honey started in Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, and they've now grown to 4 different locations. The original one in Sun Prairie, Monona, which is my favorite one, Waunakee, and Mount Horeb as well. The Monona location is my favorite location. It's on a little bit of water, so it's on a little channel. You're next to the tasting room as well, which is a cigar lounge, drinking lounge. It's just a nice little area that it's in. It's also got a ton of seating in that one as well. For the most part, the Buck and Honey's restaurants are good size. Honestly, I've never had a bad meal here, so I don't think you can go wrong with anything on the menu. I think I had their chicken penne pasta one time. That was very good. But seriously, anything on the menu is going to be a good option. Buck and Honey's has around 2,000 Google reviews and a 4.6 out of 5 stars on Google. We're going to go over to the Monroe neighborhood, which is close by to Camp Randall for the next restaurant, and it's Everly. According to Everly's description online, it's a modern and eclectic Californian style restaurant. I don't know what half that stuff means. I just know it's good. They serve up good, healthy, and hearty options. Every time I go, it definitely fills me up. Everly is a great option if you're vegetarian, if you're vegan, they have those options as well. I'm neither one of those, and I still love to go there because they definitely serve more than just vegetarian or vegan options. Everly is part of what's known as Food Fight Restaurant Group here in Madison. Food Fight is the management group for many great restaurant options that actually aren't on this list, but other great restaurant options in and around the Madison area. Everly's in a great area, great entertainment area, great neighborhood, and it's super walkable in the summer. And when the weather is nice, they have a nice little patio section that you can sit out on as well. Really good cocktails, really good food from all over the world, it seems like, just really good options. Everly comes in with about 1,000 Google reviews and a 4.4 out of 5-star rating. Now, if you're looking for the best pasta in Madison, I would recommend checking out Amara. Amara is a newer restaurant located in the Hilldale district, Hilldale Mall area. Amara classifies itself as modern Italian food. They have great pasta, like I said. That is the only thing I've ever gotten. I've gone 2 or 3 times, but I've gotten the pasta every single time just because it's that good. I've also gotten their bruschetta there, their eggplant bruschetta, their other bruschetta, which is the crab and avocado bruschetta, and both options there are also very good. The one knock on here is that I wish they had more pasta options. They only have 4, at least when I went. They may be adding some more, but all 4 of those options are really good. I just wish, like, if I've gone 4 times and I've tried all 4, I'd like some more options. But if you want to try a new place out and try some great pasta that's definitely homemade, Amara is head and shoulders above any other pasta place I've been. But I am going to a different one tonight, so we'll see. Hopefully Amara is still there as best pasta, but we'll see what this other place has in store. Amara is so new that they only have around 300 Google reviews and a 4.3 out of 5-star rating on Google. Now, as the old saying goes, never judge a book by its cover. Or in this case, maybe it should be never judge a restaurant by its exterior, because this one looks like it's in a strip mall. But I promise you, it's much better than what it looks like from the outside. It's Golden Nest Pancakes and Cafe. Golden Nest actually started in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. Then they came over to Sun Prairie and opened up a second location. It's pretty cool. They actually have robots that come around and serve your food. I haven't seen them every single time I've gone. I just know the last time I was there, they had the robots out. Super cool. The kids would love it if you have kids. This is one of the great breakfast options here in the Madison area. They are on the newer side, so there's been some other breakfast places that have been around for ages in Madison, but give Golden Nest Pancakes and Cafe a try. And please, if anyone from Golden Nest is watching, you need to bring back your chicken and waffles permanently. The best thing I've had there. It was so good. I don't know why it was limited time. Honestly, if that comes back on the menu, I'm there the next morning. With around 400 Google reviews and a 4.4 out of 5-star rating, Golden Nest Pancakes and Cafe is a great breakfast option, especially if you're looking to get your family out and about in the morning hours. The last restaurant we're gonna talk to is my favorite barbecue surf and turf option, and that is North and South. North and South is a locally founded company here in Madison serving up barbecue options, seafood options, really good sandwiches. You name it, you probably can't go wrong with anything on the menu. The owners bring authenticity to their menu. They've lived in Alaska for the seafood options, and then they've also lived in Texas, which obviously everyone knows is the king of barbecue. I love all the barbecue sauce options they have here. They're homemade. You can put them on anything that you order. They're just sitting right at the table. They started in Madison, and now they have three locations in and around Madison. One is the West Side Madison location, one is Verona, and one is in DeForest. And their seafood, for being in Wisconsin, is actually really good. I actually went there with an Alabama native who absolutely loves catfish, and he was telling me that this is the only spot in Madison that you can find that comes close, if not on the same level, as catfish from back home. Back home meaning Alabama. And obviously when you're from Alabama, you have great seafood, great catfish options in Alabama. So to hear that from an Alabama native definitely speaks wonders to how good the food really is here. And if that's not convincing enough, with around 1,200 Google reviews and a 4.6 out of 5-star rating on Google, North and South is highly sought after by many Madison locals. So that's gonna do it today for this video. If you guys are from Madison, what are some restaurants that I missed? I'd love to hear your guys' favorite restaurants. Maybe I'll do a part 2 to this series on other restaurants that people enjoy. And like I said, I have many other restaurants that I also personally enjoy. So don't take this list as the only 8 in Madison. Madison has a lot of other great options. But I'm so close to 100 subscribers. Thank you so much if you guys have subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, you gotta do it. I think that's the thing YouTubers say, right? You gotta subscribe. It helps the algorithm. Like this video, comment on this video. If you find yourself in Madison and you don't know where to eat and you don't like any of these options, feel free to comment on this video and I will certainly give you some of my other options. Until then, follow me on all my other social media, but I will see you guys in my next video.